This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends, what's going on? It is, come on, Friday. Oh, it's Friday. Oh, that felt good. Hi, Browner. I know you love when I do that every Friday. Hi, Brown. Oh, look at that mustache growing back already. Wow. Look at that. That thing grows quickly.
Is that what you call growing back?
Yeah, look at that thing.
Okay.
Look at that thing. Look at that rascal. Guys, it's Friday afternoon. We are in the 7 Mile Casino studio, 7milecasino.com with Grande and the Brown Man. This is Kaplan and Crew, just getting onto the airwaves of radio, just getting onto local cable television in San Diego, Santa Barbara, Orange County, LA. I mean, all over, the mega market. YouTubers jumping on board here and audio podcasters all weekend long. You do your thing, man. Catch up to us. So I will say this. If you're listening on radio, I never lie about this. I always tell you the truth. We are a podcast that happens to air on radio. So coming up in about 30 minutes from right now, San Diego State against the number one team in the country, Alabama. The number one team in the NCAA Tournament, Alabama. So if you're getting yourself ready for San Diego State versus Bama, the opportunity that every San Diego State fan has been jonesing for the last 20 years, this is it. You got an SEC team. You got one of the biggest brands in all of college sports. You've got the number one team in the tournament. This is your chance, San Diego State, to not only be respected locally and regionally, but nationally. That Boise State Fiesta Bowl win over Oklahoma, this is your opportunity to do something on that scale. Grande, you are a San Diego State alum. You are our San Diego State hardcore. What do you think about today's game as we get set?
Honestly, dude, I couldn't give you a non-emotional answer. The only thing that I could tell you right now coming from me is I'm nervous as hell. And my confidence level is like 50-50, which is as good as it's going to get, I think, going up against the best team in the country. But unlike the Vikings and unlike other sports that I follow, I do have some confidence in this team as far as their ability to win. So it's the hope that kills you, Scott. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm nervous, but I'm a bit hopeful that they can pull this out.
Come on, Browner. You're always Mr. Positivity. I mean, last year you were all over the Padres when Alex and I both thought, we're about to see another classic Padre collapse. It didn't happen. You sold everybody on being positive around the Padres. You said earlier this week you could find a way for San Diego State to beat Alabama. Convince this young fella right here, Brown, that San Diego State is about to pull the shocker. I mean, listen, Florida Atlantic University is the Cinderella of the tournament. And if San Diego State beats Alabama, it will go down as a monster upset. But it's not Fairleigh Dickinson beating Purdue. It's not a 16 beating a 1. It's a 5 beating a 1. And if San Diego State wins this game, every analyst on television will come back and say, yeah, I actually could understand how a great defensive team like San Diego State with a bunch of older dudes who are all yoked up, I could see how those guys with their experience could go into this tournament and pull a shocker like that. Browner, come on, man. Convince everybody that San Diego State can beat Bama today.
Look, there ain't really much convincing to do to people at this point. If you've taken out time to watch San Diego State play in this tournament, this is the best consecutive set of basketball they've played all year. These 3 halves have been championship halves. I've been saying this since Monday. If they take that same defense, Alex worries about the offense. If you take that same defense on the court tonight, you will win. Because Alabama hasn't seen defense like this from tip to finish. They've been guarded well at certain points, but they have not been guarded well from tip to finish this season at the rate San Diego State has done in the last 3 games. Now, obviously, I haven't watched out every Alabama game, but I also believe that there is very little defense out there better than San Diego State's. And so if you're watching them and you're getting energized, watching these guys dive for loose balls, fight in the box out, get rebounds, this is what you want to see. Because the first game they played, that was just offensive rebound madness. That team's plan was chuck it and go get it because that'll be an easier way to get it. And San Diego State figured that out, swarmed them, smothered them, and took care of business. In the second game, same thing, but from the tip. I expect San Diego State to come out, punch Alabama in the mouth. And as a great man once said, everybody got a plan until they get hit in the mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing is,
I also do think that's something that we're not talking about at all
yeah.
is the distraction of Brandon Miller with the Alabama basketball team.
I don't think that's a thing anymore, man. I really don't.
I think it is, because when the entire press conference yesterday, Nate Oates is being asked about anything but basketball.
Didn't I say that to you guys last week, that this is, as Alabama goes deeper into the tournament, this storyline will get more coverage? And you two guys sat there and go, nah, it's over. It's been talked about. It's been beaten up. I told you, this is what
Nick
the
Saban
national media
reignited the
does.
Fire too.
Nick Saban did?
He did,
Yeah.
yes.
What did Nick Saban
When you were out this week, Nick Saban cut or suspended a player for driving 140 miles per hour with $7,000 in cash and half a pound of weed in his car. But it's like a rookie DB, 4-star recruit, not one of his top NFL guys. And he had this quote in the press conference that said, there is no such thing as wrong place, wrong time, which is what Nate Oates got absolutely crucified for in his original press conference of Brandon Miller. He said the kid's in the wrong spot at the wrong time. And it was like people just assumed it was a shot that Nick Saban took at Nate Oates.
Because it was.
Yesterday, it was. And now yesterday in the press conference, Nate Oates is being asked about Nick Saban. Nate Oates is being asked about, can his kids find joy in the tournament despite everything happening? Like, that's a question that somebody asked. Can your kids find any joy playing in this tournament?
Well,
they're the number one seed.
Yeah. Let's do this, because again, this game is going to tip off for those of you that happen to be listening on old school AM terrestrial radio. For those of you guys that are with us on YouTube, you're going to multitask, man. You're going to be in our live YouTube chat. You're going to be listening to the show, watching the show, and you probably will have a TV on somewhere and you'll be watching the game. So, Alex, let's really dive in here today. We are in the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Quick reminder to everybody, mark your calendars for May 4th. That's our dinner and our comedy show. More details still to come on menu and pricing and, how many people we can accommodate. But 7 Mile Casino is going to host us on May 4th. It's a Thursday. It's the day before Cinco de Mayo, and it's the day before the Padres-Dodgers start a series at Petco Park. So let's just jump right in, Alex. Let's get ourselves as prepped as we can here in the early part of today's podcast. Meaning, let's take a listen to some of these press conferences. Let's take a look at where the line is right now. Let's totally prep ourselves for this game that's going to tip off here shortly.
Where do you want to start? With local home team?
Yeah, let's start.
Alabama?
Let's keep it San Diego State focused for now.
All right. Well, the line stayed at 7.5. So the line is 7.5 going into today. Alabama minus 325. That dropped. I think it was as high as like 380. Aztecs plus 250. That also went back down. They were like a 280 at some point. The over under 137.5. This game does tip at 330.
They are not getting that over.
Here is Brian Dutcher, the very generic. How you feeling, Coach?
Excited to be here representing San Diego State and playing a very good Alabama team. We're excited for the challenge and we're ready to play. Trip was easy. We're excited about the opportunity and looking forward to tip tomorrow night.
All right. Very generic.
Very generic.
This guy's one win away from being 500 in the tournament.
That's
what a difference! What a difference a year could make.
That's right. Comes into this tournament 0-3.
This guy came in 0-3. He wins tonight. He wins tonight. He's now 3-3, 500. That looks way better on your resume when you're trying to get a raise.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what you can name at Viejas. It's already not named. It's Viejas Arena. It's Steve Fisher Court.
Yeah.
But if he makes it to the Elite Eight further than Steve Fisher ever did it, there might be, I don't know.
They're going to name the backboards.
These courts are brought to you by Brian Dutcher.
Yeah, the Brian Dutcher locker room,
Yeah.
I mean, look, here's the thing, though. It is the opportunity that every San Diego State fan has been waiting for. Because I can't tell you that in football, there is a signature moment that is comparable.
Ooh.
What, you think there is?
No, I'm saying good luck trying to find one of those in
No,
football.
you can't. I don't think, Alex, can you think of a signature moment? I mean, listen, winning the Las Vegas Bowl against Houston and watching DJ
That was
Pumphrey go
also,
over 2,000 yards in a season, it was a great
I mean,
moment,
not
but it's not
he's
signature.
the all-time leading rusher that year, single season.
I'm not trying to down on it. I'm just saying that the moment that San Diego State athletics is waiting for
Right.
is what we all always call the Boise State over Oklahoma Fiesta Bowl moment. They don't
Correct.
have that. This moment presents the opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
But again,
Mhm.
I don't think so because this is Alabama basketball. Now, if this was Duke or Kansas, because I know they've beaten Kansas before in Kansas. If this was Duke or Kansas or Kentucky as a number 1 seed at this point in the tournament, now we cooking.
I disagree.
Now we cooking.
I disagree.
Okay?
I think a big name brand like Alabama from a conference like the SEC that's the number 1 team in the tournament, I think this opportunity is that moment in time. I think we'll see. I mean, listen, this is a big mountain to climb.
Yes.
You know, they are the number 1 team in the country. And as much as we think that San Diego State's defense is so good, San Diego State has not seen a team like Alabama. And by the way, in the first 2 rounds of the tournament, beating Charleston and Furman, they've not seen anything close to Alabama.
True.
Probably since like Arizona, since they lost Arizona and Maui. They haven't seen a team as offensively potent.
Yeah. All right. What else you got for us here? So we saw some Dutcher. What else should we
Here's
take a look at?
senior guard. He used to have a big game today, Matt
Looking
Bradley.
forward to this opportunity. You know, this is my last season, so to be in the Sweet 16 feels really special with these guys and, you know, this team. So I'm really looking forward to the opportunity. It's going to be a big game, put us on the map, earn some respect, you know, across the country. So, you know, Brandon Miller, he's a great player, and they got a bunch of other great players. But, you know, we're going to just stick to our game plan and just go out there and get ready for the battle.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'd be selling inside this locker room if I were Brian Dutcher. I'd be like, yo, guys, this opportunity that this team, that this group of guys here in this locker room has, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. And a game like this creates legends for all time in San Diego State sports history. And you got to take advantage of the moment. You know, a couple of years ago when San Diego State, when the tournament got canceled because of COVID, San Diego State, they thought that year they had a legit Final Four caliber team, maybe even a national championship caliber team. You're kind of carrying the flag for the program that didn't get the opportunity back then. And I don't know if all that registers with young kids, but seriously, like if you're 21, 22, 23 years old and you think about if we win this game, this will be one of the all-time great moments in San Diego State sports history. You know, everybody remembers the 32-3 team, the Kawhi Leonard team that lost in the Sweet 16 to UConn. Everybody remembers that team, remembers those guys' names. This team could do something special like that, I think.
Yeah, I think that it's also, you bring up that game, and one of the really like the only thing I remember about that is like Kemba Walker's flop.
Yeah.
And you don't want those moments. You
Yeah.
don't want those. I mean, you ran into a team that won it all.
Right.
So,
Right.
but
But he
still, I
did
mean,
flop.
that game got carried. That game got turned by the refs in a flop call.
You don't think so, Browner? Dude, I was sitting right there on the floor inside the Honda Center in Anaheim, and I saw Jamal Franklin and Kemba
Humble brag.
Walker. What's that, dude?
I know, right?
Humble brag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is kind of a humble brag. I mean, I guess my point was going to be I was so close to it that I saw it all go down, including Kemba Walker flop.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You're not buying that, huh, Brown?
He's a little guy, man. He's a little guy.
And in the other Sweet 16 they went to, they had a just abysmal second half against Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
and they went into halftime with a lead and just got outplayed in the second half. So,
And here's
I mean,
here's the truth. Both those teams were better than this team that they're about to play today. I honestly believe that. Brandon Miller's good, but he's not the level of Kemba Walker. And Brandon Miller's good, but on a team like Arizona, even this year, yeah, he would be good. Would he even be their best player? Maybe, maybe not. So when I tell people this is a very winnable game, out of nowhere, this became the year. Because when the year started, nobody thought of them as a Sweet 16 team. You thought they could compete. You thought that the defense would carry them. No one saw them getting to this point. And two, no one saw them getting to this point and it being winnable. Like, they're not a 9 seed. They're not a 10 seed. They're a 5 seed. So they were recognized by the committee as a solid team. So this, again, to me, this wouldn't be an upset. This would
They're
be
also the highest 5 seed awarded. So they were like the 17th team coming into the tournament. And I mean, so they're kind of at where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But Brown, I got to tell you, this will be, nationally speaking, if San Diego State wins this game, it will be considered a giant upset. I mean, again, it's not Fairleigh Dickinson over Purdue. It's not a 16 over a 1.
So 1 and a 5, though.
It is a 5 over the number 1 seed. And it just and look, Vegas has the Aztecs 7.5-point underdog. So by virtue of definition, it's an upset. Now, here's my biggest worry.
I will agree with Browner on this part.
Yeah,
that I think that because the traditional powerhouses were not good this year,
Correct.
that'll be more of the talking point nationally. But locally, yeah, that's our moment. Locally in San Diego, that's our moment. Nationally, the talking point's gonna be like, yeah, it was a down year. I mean, look at Purdue's out. This team, Alabama's out.
Kentucky's
Kansas is out. You know, so
Michigan didn't make it.
Right. You know, North Carolina wasn't even in it. Duke lost the second round. So I think it'll be nationally, that'll be the conversation. But locally, I agree with Scott. This is a massive moment, and it's something that you're going to put a banner up in Viejas Arena for. You know, like
here's my biggest worry, though. But here's my biggest worry. You got through the Mountain West, which, as we know, doesn't really do well in the NCAA tournament and didn't yet again this year. You were the league champs. You were the conference tournament champs. And the only 2 teams you've played so far in the NCAA tournament both come from much, much smaller conferences. And in the case of Furman, you got lucky that Furman pulled a shocking upset over Virginia. So San Diego State, are they now? What are you looking at me like that for?
Because San Diego State could have beaten Virginia.
No, they could have, but they didn't have to, is all I'm saying. So what I'm getting at is has San Diego State been battle tested enough to compete with the number 1 team in the entire tournament? And we're going to find that out here. Tip's going to happen in just a little bit. Hey, Alex, can you fill us in on that Saban Oates situation that's happening down in Alabama? Because to me, and this is what I tried to say to you guys last week, when I looked at the brackets and I said San Diego State could play Alabama, and could Alabama be dealing with all these distractions? Well, that is happening in some ways. We'll find out if it impacts the game or the team. Alex, set us up with what we're talking about here.
This is Nick Saban on Tuesday when he was talking about the player Tony Mitchell that he suspended.
Guys, everybody's got an opportunity to make choices and decisions. There's no such thing in being at the wrong place at the wrong time. You got to be responsible for who you're with, who you're around, and what you do, who you associate yourself with, and the situations that you put yourself in. So,
all right. So
everybody assumed that was the shot, right? That was a shot at Nate Oates. That was a shot of the way he carried himself, the way he defended Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller not charged.
Basketball coach at Alabama, just for anybody that doesn't know that.
And that Brandon Miller obviously not charged with a crime, but still very weird situation as a whole where a person got murdered. So Nate Oates yesterday asked about it in Louisville, and he totally tried to squash the situation.
Ton of respect for him. He's been tremendously supportive of our program since he's got here. I mean, he says it all the time. He wants the entire athletic department to do well. He's been at multiple games this year. He came yesterday to speak to the team, and he was good. Players loved it. He and I got a great relationship, and I'm really thankful for the support that he's given us and continues to give us with the basketball program at Alabama.
Now you got
very squeamish.
Now you got the most famous football coach in America in college football.
His boss crushed him. His boss crushes him on in the press conference. What's he supposed to say?
Yeah,
my boss is a dick. My bad.
Yeah.
My boss.
Hey, listen, I hope all this Nick Saban, Nate Oates, all this talk about the distraction that happened at the Alabama basketball program this year, I hope it messes with everybody on their side and San Diego State pulls the upset.
If they lose, Alex's reason of why they would have lost will be a national story. It won't be San Diego State. It will be worthy distractions too much for Alabama.
You might be right. You're right. You might be right. San Diego State.
Got to score some points tonight, boys. Got to score some points.
Hey, listen, let me say this. Got a lot to get to here this afternoon. A lot. So hang with us. I want to mention our newest sponsor. That's MedCline, MEDCLINE, medcline.com. Here's the website to use, medcline.com/greatfriends. What is MedCline? If you have a problem sleeping because you're like me and you have chronic shoulder pain, or if you have a problem sleeping and you're like Alex and you have an acid reflux related issue, they've got pillow systems and sleep systems that will help you fall asleep. And for people who have real problems sleeping, take a look at this website right here. The shoulder relief system, the reflux relief system, and the body pillow. Because sometimes you just can't sleep because you can't get yourself comfortable. On this website, medcline.com/greatfriends, you're going to find testimonials. You're going to find the story of the UCSD doctor that invented this system. And you are going to be buying from a locally based company that is selling all over the world. Support local, but go to sleep. For those of you that have pain and you can't sleep, this is the way to go. Medcline.com/greatfriends. It's a 2-month deal that we've got going on with MedCline. The more we all buy, the more they're going to stick around. So if you support the show, support the sponsors, you know the deal. All right, coming up, San Diego State will tip off. And I've got a crazy, crazy college basketball story for you guys that no one will have heard. I'll tell it coming right back to the 7 Mile Casino Studios right after this.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
An ADU is accessory dwelling unit, and it's become one of the most popular solutions to housing in the United States. We constructed this to provide housing for my mother, who is elderly.
Well, I wanted to downsize. At my age, that's what I wanted to do. Eric engaged the services of Murray Lambert, a top building company.
This is an 825 square foot structure, but it actually looks more like 1,000 because of the spatial considerations. Micah was great. He took the ball and ran with it and came up with this really great combination.
It always appealed to me, high ceilings. It gives a sense of space, of openness, and I like that. Oh, I would give this experience a 10 for sure. Plus, 10 plus.
Hey, Hoop fans, it's Victor Howell here, host of the NCAA Tournament special, Breaking Down the Madness. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local team all the way to the Final Four. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we break down the madness right here on Your View.
Breaking Down the Madness is brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. We make it easy.
Since 1975, San Diegans have trusted the Murray Lambert family for their home remodeling projects. We continue our commitment to deliver high-quality home remodeling and construction to our customers without an expensive showroom.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring value to your home, our team has the experience to handle everything. Plus, our strong relationships with the city makes adding on easier for homeowners.
Visit murraylambert.com for your consultation.
The #1 disease in the world, according to World Health Organization, is dental disease. For 25 years, we've had one of the most leading group dental practices in the country. Imagine you're a parent, you're a mom or a dad, and you have a 2-year-old that doesn't get any cavities, and you have a 12-year-old that has a soda habit and gets a ton of cavities. Well, how do you determine what oral care products to get? It's really mind-boggling that currently there does not exist an oral care product company that specializes for kids. So we thought this is a great opportunity to get into that space and revolutionize oral care for kids. We have every single product that every parent needs for every person in that family. It's very comprehensive. The next thing is we customize your oral care products. Someone who has a lot of gum disease probably requires different sets of oral care products that someone has a very, very healthy mouth. And it's also conveniently shipped to your home every 3 to 6 months. Make sure you go to supermouth.com and check out all the educational content. And of course, check out our profile builder to get the right products for every family member.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com. We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew Show on the Mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Hey, Hoop fans, it's Victor Howell here, host of the NCAA Tournament special, Breaking Down the Madness. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local team all the way to the Final Four. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we break down the madness right here on Your View.
Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and find your big fitness energy in a clean and spacious judgment-free zone. Deal in soon. See Home Club for details.
The number one disease in the world, according to World Health Organization, is dental disease. For 25 years, we've had one of the most leading group dental practices in the country. Imagine you're a parent, you're a mom or a dad, and you have a 2-year-old that doesn't get any cavities, and you have a 12-year-old that has a soda habit and gets a ton of cavities. Well, how do you determine what oral care products to get? It's really mind-boggling that currently there does not exist an oral care product company that specializes for kids. So we thought this is a great opportunity to get into that space and revolutionize oral care for kids. We have every single product that every parent needs for every person in that family. It's very comprehensive. The next thing is we customize your oral care products. Someone who has a lot of gum disease probably requires different sets of oral care products that someone has a very, very healthy mouth. And it's also conveniently shipped to your home every 3 to 6 months. Make sure you go to supermouth.com and check out all the educational content, and of course check out our profile builder to get the right products for every family member.
We're adopting dogs from local shelters, training them for post 9/11 combat veterans, and we're able to donate these trained dogs to deserving veterans in need. Service dogs can range anywhere from $15,000 to $35,000, $40,000. And for someone getting out of the military that's seeking support and help, having that sort of price tag is daunting. So we really wanted to be able to support the veterans to make sure that they're getting a dog that they need in their life at no charge.
You know, I was in a very dark place. I was having suicidal thoughts, and I really needed an immediate help. We don't know if tomorrow is going to be there for us. So I found Shelter the Soldier online, and I reached out, and somebody contacted me within 24 hours. And in the next couple of weeks, I was already in the program meeting dogs.
Your View Community Spotlight is brought to you by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Flood.
An ADU is accessory dwelling unit, and it's become one of the most popular solutions to housing in the United States. We constructed this to provide housing for my mother, who is elderly.
Well, I wanted to downsize. At my age, that's what I wanted to do. Eric engaged the services of Murray Lambert, a top building company.
This is an 825 square foot structure, but it actually looks more like 1,000 because of the spatial considerations. Micah was great. He took the ball and ran with it and came up with this really great combination.
It always appealed to me, high ceilings. It gives a sense of space, of openness, and I like that. Oh, I would give this experience a 10 for sure. Plus, 10 plus.
For many consumers, sleeping at night should be an easy experience. For many, it's not. There are a number of reasons for that. Most notably, those that suffer from acid reflux or heartburn. There are also many individuals dealing with various pains or ailments. MedCline is a sleep solution company with our goal to allow people to have a healthy and peaceful night's sleep. And we do that with our therapeutic side sleeping systems. Our patented, clinically studied MedCline relief systems are designed to place an adult in an elevated side sleeping position, which can help them reduce the symptoms or issues they're dealing with. MedCline systems are registered with the FDA, and as a medical product, MedCline systems are qualified for use with FSA and HSA funds. For anyone looking for more information, you can visit medcline.com/sleepbetter.
I was injured in a car crash. I had no idea how much my case was worth. I called the Barnes firm.
When a truck hit my son, I had so many questions about his case. I called the Barnes firm. It was the best call I could have made.
Your case is often worth more than insurance offers. Call the Barnes firm to find out what your case could be worth. We will help you get the best result possible.
The Barnes firm. Injury attorneys. Call 1-800-8-million.
Since 1975, San Diegans have trusted the Murray-Lampert family for their home remodeling projects. We continue our commitment to deliver high-quality home remodeling and construction to our customers without an expensive showroom.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring value to your home, our team has the experience to handle everything. Plus, our strong relationships with the city makes adding on easier for homeowners.
Visit murraylampert.com for your consultation.
Hey, Hoop fans, it's Victor Howell here, host of the NCAA Tournament special, Breaking Down the Madness. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local team all the way to the Final Four. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we break down the madness right here on Your View.
Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and find your big fitness energy in a clean and spacious judgment-free zone. Deal in soon. See Home Club for details.
An ADU is accessory dwelling unit and has become one of the most popular solutions to housing in the United States. We constructed this to provide housing for my mother, who is elderly.
Well, I wanted to downsize. At my age, that's what I wanted to do. Eric engaged the services of Murray Lampert, a top building company.
This is an 825 square foot structure, but it actually looks more like 1,000 because of the spatial considerations. Micah was great. He took the ball and ran with it and came up with this really great combination.
It always appealed to me, high ceilings. It gives a sense of space, of openness, and I like that. Oh, I would give this experience a 10 for sure. Plus, 10 plus.
Learn about the many health benefits of MedCline pillows, from easing shoulder pain, reflux relief, and just getting a great night of sleep. Watch Your Health only on Your View, Sundays at 4:30 p.m. Brought to you by MedCline. Sleep better, feel better, live better.
The number one disease in the world, according to World Health Organization, is dental disease. For 25 years, we've had one of the most leading group dental practices in the country. Imagine you're a parent, you're a mom or a dad, and you have a 2-year-old that doesn't get any cavities, and you have a 12-year-old that has a soda habit and gets a ton of cavities. Well, how do you determine what oral care products to get? It's really mind-boggling that currently there does not exist an oral care product company that specializes for kids. So we thought this is a great opportunity to get into that space and revolutionize oral care for kids. We have every single product that every parent needs for every person in that family. It's very comprehensive. The next thing is we customize your oral care products. Someone who has a lot of gum disease probably requires different sets of oral care products that someone has a very, very healthy mouth. And it's also conveniently shipped to your home every 3 to 6 months. Make sure you go to supermouth.com and check out all the educational content. And of course, check out our profile builder to get the right products for every family member.
Hey, Hoop fans, it's Victor Howell here, host of the NCAA Tournament special, Breaking Down the Madness. Each week during the tournament, we'll assemble a panel of regional experts that follow your local team all the way to the Final Four. Highlights, predictions, interviews, and much, much more as we break down the madness right here on Your View.
Breaking Down the Madness is brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. We make it easy.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
Hey, great friends. What's going on? It's Friday afternoon. This is Kaplan and Crew. We come to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. You're looking for a great place this weekend to play blackjack, poker, other table games, Or maybe you would like to have the greatest brunch in South County, San Diego. That's not my opinion. That is San Diego Magazine saying the best brunch in South County, San Diego is inside 7 Mile Casino at Sammy's Restaurant and Bar. So think about that. You got great games on one side. You got an amazing brunch on Saturday and Sunday on the other side. Smoke-free environment and just 7 minutes south of downtown San Diego. That's 7 Mile Casino, and their website is 7milecasino.com. So, hey, fellas, picking up where we left it off, we all watched this UCLA Gonzaga game last night. And I must tell you, I couldn't even believe what I was watching. I mean, this is the beauty of the tournament. We all know that, right? Crazy stuff happens. But there's like a minute and change to go in the game. Gonzaga's got a 9-point lead. They've rallied and made this huge comeback. UCLA can't score. They've kind of fallen apart. But then just when you think this whole thing is over, UCLA comes storming back in the last minute and change of the game. Alex, what videos or audio should we watch and listen to describe how this all happened in the last few seconds?
Yeah, I have the let me pull it up real quick. I have the final series of plays of how it went down yesterday. So
I mean,
UCLA,
so many opportunities for UCLA because Gonzaga kept missing free throws at the end.
Yeah. So this is Gonzaga 75, UCLA 73, 19 seconds to go, and it'll go to the following play as well.
So their best defenders on the bench. Campbell outside, Bailey for the lead. Got it! Oh, because you've also dominated the offensive glass. Chances are you'll get more than one opportunity. Crawford for the lead.
Unbelievable.
Beautiful.
Truly unbelievable that the kid from UCLA just like so calmly drains this three to give UCLA a lead when they've made this massive comeback, again, within the last minute of the game, only to have Gonzaga come back to the other end of the floor and shoot Browner. I don't know how far out that is because he's like, his foot is on the second S of March Madness. But that's like, how far?
About 35 feet.
But that's like, I mean, if Steph Curry's really going crazy, those are the what are they? The logo shots.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's the distance.
That's deep, dude.
But if you make that shot, you win. You win. As a defense, you're crazy. That's a bad shot. I think that was a bad shot.
I yelled.
He just made it.
That's the play?
Correct.
That's what I yelled. I was like,
that's why everybody.
the play?
That's why everybody else yelled. There was so much time left on the clock, and he slung that thing. Like, that's not a good shot. It just so happened to go in. So good for him.
I hate, and I don't know what analytics in basketball say. I hate when a team waits till the final 3 seconds to shoot. Like, give yourself a chance to rebound.
Yeah, you never get a good shot like that.
But so to shoot with 8 seconds, I was cool with it. To shoot from half court, I didn't know that was going to be the play. But
I know,
hey,
and it did look like that was the play.
That was the Villanova versus North Carolina game.
Yes.
That was the designed play. Yeah.
But what my question though is this: is that when you design that play, is it not designed to be 3 or 4 feet closer? Is it not designed to be just a little bit outside of the 3-point line? Is it really designed to be nearly a half court shot? Come on.
That handoff, that toss back is supposed to occur within the free throw line circle. So it would have been a regular normal shot, but since there's defense out there, he couldn't penetrate and then kick it back that far because there were defenders there. Because you're supposed to set a ball screen on the handoff. That's why the handoff was so far back. That's why the shot was so far back.
It even looks far on the shooting chart.
Yeah, he just made it. Look at that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Alex, this is awesome. I love that you're showing us the shooting chart. We're getting, hey, Browner, where's the goggles, man? This is getting into some nerdy stuff right here. Think about this. That is the longest shot of the game. Now, I do see one shot down here on the UCLA side, down in the bottom, nope, to the left. But it's a missed shot. It's probably at the end of the half.
At the end of the half, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow, that's so freaking cool, man. Oh, look at Browner. Beep, bop, beep, bop. Yeah, he got on the nerd goggles now.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what the analytics tell you about shooting that, but hey, dude, Gonzaga, man. Like Gonzaga, UCLA, this is what they do. I'm going to need this matchup pretty much every tournament. Because if this is what they do every time they play.
It's 3 years of history.
Yeah.
I pulled up 2021 for you, Scott.
Yeah.
So 2021, where there still really wasn't people allowed. They were allowed, but they weren't allowed. So you're going to see like face masks and stuff. They
Yeah.
went to overtime. It was 90-90. And this is how this
Short, choosing the rebounds and puts it in. We're tied at 90. 3 seconds left. Here's Suggs the other way. Pull up 3 for the win. Yes! Yes! San Diego to the championship game. He knocked from 40 at the buzzer. Yes!
I mean, the way Gonzaga just rips UCLA's heart from their chest. I'm not like some UCLA hater, but I'm also not some phony UCLA basketball fan. You know, I would have liked to have seen UCLA win just because of the regionality of it all. I may have just made that word up.
You
but,
did. That's okay.
But I do. I gotta say, the way Gonzaga rips their heart out seemingly every time they play. Last night, Alex, you just showed us 2019.
21.
21. And they played even more than those two times. So they've 2006 is
they're
way
one
back.
in UCLA is 1 in
2
3.
or 3. Yeah.
1 in 3 against Gonzaga.
The most memorable one is when Adam Morrison cries on the court.
Yes. 2006.
That game he was blazing.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't get him the ball at the end, man.
That game, 2006, Alex knows this. We played on the air, I swear to you, for the next 10 years, we played Gus Johnson. Farmar, last chance to dance. Oh, what a game. What a game. UCLA. Unbelievable. Like this call from Gus Johnson.
Amazing call.
Yeah. Alex,
this one might be better than yesterday.
All right.
Might be.
69%. They
Yeah,
throw
here
it
it
to
is.
Morrison. He holds on. Well, you don't want to foul Morrison. You make him get it over half court. You know you got to foul.
And a steal! Farmer! Inside! The freshman up! Oh, and they go in front! Rivio! Last chance to dance over
Unbelievable!
Oh, what a game!
Unbelievable!
What a game!
Yeah. And then one of the guys that was diving on the ball there for UCLA at the end, I think that was Darren Collison, and he was with us yesterday up at Yamava. He's an Inland Empire guy. And Browner, he's a guy that wasn't highly recruited out of high school. Not at all. Somehow got himself to UCLA, found himself in the NBA all these years.
If you're Adam Morrison, you will never forgive Ravio. Pass me the ball, bro. What are you doing? What
Last
are
chance
you
to
doing?
dance.
Yeah.
So one more time, Alex. Put that.
Was that
slide up
Rabio
on
at
the
number
screen.
13?
The little guy who fell with the ball, yeah.
Who was number 13, the big guy for Gonzaga that just was like, I don't know what to do with this thing. I don't know what to do with this thing. I don't know what to do with this thing. He was like the most out of shape basketball player on the team. That was hilarious.
Just put that. Put the slide up on the screen again one more time though about the history of Gonzaga versus UCLA. Go ahead, take us through this. This was obviously last
just
night.
The Gonzaga wins. They've won the last 3. 2015, they won kind of easily. Sweet 16, 74-62. 2021, the overtime 3-point shot. And then last night, the 3-point shot with 7 seconds remaining or something like that. Or not? No, I think it was might have been less. But yeah, it's incredible.
Wow, and I love that kid, Timmy. Big white guy with the goofy mustache. Funny in the post-game press conference. Like that guy. And what did he score last night? He must have scored
30,
probably close to 30.
36,
Yeah.
37, something like that.
Wow. Guy's unbelievable. Is he an NBA player, Browner?
Oh, yeah. Not a first. He'll probably be a late first round, early second round pick. He's going to make it in the NBA, though, because he can play basketball. He'll make somebody's bench. He would be great on the Golden State Warriors. He would be great on the Boston Celtics. He'd be great on the Miami Heat.
Not the Lakers.
Well, the Lakers
Only
don't
one
really
like
have
that.
it. The Lakers don't really have an identity.
Austin Reeves.
If you gave Drew Timmy the same shots you give Austin Reeves, it will look the same.
Well, how
It will
big
look the same.
isn't Timmy 6'10" or so?
6'8".
Oh, he's only 6'8".
Mm-hmm.
And Austin
He's
Reeves
got some Timmy's got some smooth feet, man.
He can work.
You see the way his feet move down there. Beep bop, beep bop. That is looking good.
He
That's
can
some
work,
nerdy
bro.
stuff.
He can
All
get to
right.
work.
So, Alex,
And now
could you-
Gonzaga will lose in the Elite Eight or the Final Four in some heartbreaking way.
Well,
Of
yeah.
course,
Well,
what they
that's
do
what I was
too.
going to ask if you could do this for us. Put up the round of 16 now. Let's take a look at where we are, because if you look down at the bottom left corner for everybody that's watching,
Ooh, there you go.
Kansas State yesterday, overtime win against Michigan State. Great game.
Great
Michigan
game.
State, the last play, though, to not even get a shot off. I mean, that was a disaster. Florida Atlantic beat up on Tennessee yesterday. I mean, they had a good control of that game, big time 10-point lead in the second half. You talk about the Cinderella. UConn and Gonzaga on the other side. UConn is no Cinderella. They're just back.
Right.
Gonzaga, they seem to be here every year. Florida Atlantic, a 9 seed from, I think they're in Conference USA, I think. But they've never been anywhere near this. They've never, Florida Atlantic University, this little tiny school in Boca Raton, darling, okay? The whole basketball team has dinner at 5 o'clock. It's like the early bird special, bubble. To have a school like Florida Atlantic in Boca Raton, Florida, like when I was a kid, I'm telling you right now, my cousin went to school there. There was no football team. There was no basketball team. There was nothing. They've decided to go deep into sports. And here they are in the Sweet 16 and now into the Elite 8. God, I hope Florida Atlantic makes the Final Four. And man, do I hope Florida Atlantic is playing against San Diego State in the Final Four.
I want Princeton to win.
Oh, I'd love to have Princeton win. Princeton would be great.
Princeton, San Diego State next round?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I don't care.
Right.
Just put San Diego State there, man.
Yeah. So do we have the schedule for today? I mean, obviously San Diego State is playing while we're broadcasting, at least on the radio side of things. The San Diego State thing is happening while we're on YouTube. Everybody's involved in the YouTube chat. We're all watching the game. TV viewers are going to, catch up to this after the fact, and YouTuber or podcasters, you're on your own here.
I don't have a graphic, but I'll just run it by you guys.
Yeah.
Right now, starting soon, number 1 Houston versus Miami.
Okay.
At 6 o'clock, number 6 Creighton versus number 15 Princeton.
Okay.
And
again, good San Diego story there on that Princeton team. Ryan Langborg from La Jolla Country Day High School, and would have been on zero radars in San Diego if Princeton doesn't make this crazy run.
And at 6:45, number 2 Texas against number 3 Xavier.
I got to say I'm rooting for Xavier there. At this point, I'm rooting for Sean Miller, the coach of Xavier, who's my buddy from college, who I haven't seen in, I don't know, a couple of years since last time I saw him. He was the coach of Arizona, and he came to Del Mar to visit for the summer. I haven't seen him in many years. So let's go San Diego State, man. It would be so huge if San Diego State could pull this game. And I'll tell you right now, no matter what, no matter if you get up or you get down, these games are never over. That UCLA Gonzaga game last night, that tells you everything. UCLA up huge. Gonzaga makes this crazy comeback. They're up huge. There's a minute and change to go. Gonzaga's up 9. It's not over. UCLA takes the lead. And Gonzaga, with this crazy nearly half-court shot, steals UCLA's heart in this tournament yet again. Amazing.
Yet again.
Yeah, that's right.
How's your guys' brackets doing?
Let me take a look here.
You have to fill one out to have it go crazy.
Let me take a look where I'm at here.
Let's
see.
Me. She still has 2 of the Final 4 teams remaining.
That's good.
She has Texas and Gonzaga.
Wow.
Remaining.
All I have left is
Texas
Houston.
winning this whole thing.
Wow.
Strange.
All I have is Houston. I had Baylor beating San Diego State in the next round. I had Purdue knocking out Kentucky. Nope, check that. I had Purdue knocking out Kentucky. I had Kentucky beating Kansas State. UCLA making it to the Final Four. I stink.
You're such a boomer. When
Why?
I asked,
Because I'm picking old schoolers.
When I asked how your bracket's doing, you got a piece of paper.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I printed it out. Yeah, I do.
No, not
I printed
me.
it out.
I like to print it out. I like to print it out too. I like to see it.
I don't like the feel of paper on my hands.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
You need some gloves?
No, I do. I paper.
don't like it.
I can get you some. I can get you some gloves for your hands if it makes you feel better.
I got a bunch of papers in front of me.
I got a bunch of gloves.
All right, hey, one quick moment here to just tell everybody. Today is Friday, and a lot of times when the weekend comes, for those of you that are looking for new cars, you take that time over the course of the weekend. It turns out this weekend, based on what I've seen so far, the weather is going to be nice. So finally, sunshine today, and supposed to be a nice weekend. So if you're thinking about getting out and looking for a new car, I want to make a suggestion to you. Yes, Penske San Diego is what I want to suggest, but it's not just to go shop the lot. It's to use their website before you go, PenskeSanDiego.com. Use the website. It'll expedite the process. You'll tell them what cars you're interested in. They'll have them sitting there waiting for you. By the time you get to the dealership, you'll test drive and bang, you're out. It's fast, it's fun, and makes things move just just more smoothly than ever before. They've changed the way you're doing things. Penske San Diego, PenskeSanDiego.com. Okay, fellas. A lot of other things I'd still like to get to today, even though college basketball is kind of like, where my head's at. There's the Lamar Jackson ongoing saga. I want to get to that. There's the Yu Darvish not being ready for the start of the season because of the World Baseball Classic. I'd still like to get to that. And what am I missing, Alex? What other story should we be getting to today?
Officially, we know the starter for opening day. And then I don't think we know anything else after that because everybody's hurt or not available. And you're also missing the Brown Facts Final Four.
That's what I was missing. Let me go there right now since we've been talking a bunch of basketball. So we have the Brown Facts Bracket Challenge going on simultaneously with the NCAA Tournament. And now we've gone from our Sweet 16 to our Elite Eight, and now we have narrowed it down to our Final Four. Alex, why don't you put the Final Four up on the screen for everybody and take us through this?
Here you go. Number 1, McDonald's is better than In-N-Out is facing off against number 12, the Cinderella. No, not the Cinderella. There's another one that's crazier. Number 12, if you don't throw things on the field, you are not a real
how'd that
fan.
win?
Listen, all I can tell you is this. McDonald's is better than In-N-Out, is the number 1 seed in the entire tournament. The number 12 seed, if you don't throw things on the field, you're not a real fan. That is a Cinderella story to be sure. And as much as I would like Browner to stop saying that if you don't throw things on the field, you're not a real fan, this whole McDonald's is better than In-N-Out is, I don't know, it seems to be a dominant force. All right, what's on the other side of the bracket here, Alex?
And on the other side of the bracket, a sports take versus a weird take. Number 2, Joe Musgrove is average, is facing off against number 14, the Cinderella. There is no need to go swimming ever.
Wow. I mean, look, you got a number 1 and a number 2, and you got a 12 and a 14. Hold it up there for a second. If the 12 and the 14 make it through, this will be the biggest Cinderella story in the history of the Brown Facts Hot Takes.
Yep.
If 1 and 2 make it through, I don't know who wins. McDonald's is better than In-N-Out. Joe Musgrove's average has already been debunked.
So far.
You're still rooting for his downfall, aren't you?
Yes. That take could have a resurgence. I want to be right 2 years in a row. That's all.
Okay. And last year, the winning take was Russell Wilson will be the 4th best quarterback in the AFC West. Was that what the winner was?
Yes, sir.
And you were proven right last year.
Yes, I was.
And of the 4, only the Joe Musgrove one can be proven right.
Correct.
The other 3 are just terrible opinions.
Now that I think about it, though, Russell Wilson wasn't the worst quarterback in the AFC West last year. Derek Carr was because he didn't even make it through the season with his team.
Bruh, come on, man.
Come on, bruh.
Don't do that.
Come on, fam.
Don't do that.
Come on,
so you gonna tell me Russell Wilson was better than Derek Carr last year?
Correct. Correct. Come on, bro.
I ain't even gonna.
I'm just giving him credit because he wasn't that wrong. You know what I mean? Like it was okay. It was
correct.
Here. Let's go through it, and you guys tell me.
Go ahead.
60% completion percentage for both.
Russell Wilson and Derek Carr.
3,522 passing yards for Derek Carr. 3,524 passing yards for Russell Wilson.
And Derek
by
Carr
2 yards.
I don't know how many games they both played because Russell Wilson was hurt.
Games.
Okay, got it.
Touchdowns for Derek Carr, 24. Touchdowns for Russell Wilson, 16. More than he has bathrooms, though. More than he has bathrooms.
It's a massive difference.
But more interceptions for Derek Carr, 14. Russell Wilson, only 11. Rushing yards. This is where it could be. This is where it balances out more. 100 rushing yards for Derek Carr, 0 rushing touchdowns. Russell Wilson, 300 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns.
You know, Browner, I'll tell you right now, Derek Carr and Russell Wilson, for all intent and purposes, they had the same season last year. Neither team made the playoffs. One guy missed a couple games due to injury. One guy got essentially booted off of his team. The numbers are so virtually the same. I mean, if you really want to take that dub, I'll give it to you, but it's really a tie.
I'm taking it. Ain't no tie. Get out of here. Ain't no tie. I'm taking it. Russell Wilson came into the season. Oh, Russell Wilson's going to take the Broncos to the playoffs. Oh, somebody here they would win the division.
Hold on.
I ain't going to say who.
Time out. You said the Raiders had the best offense in the AFC West, so that's equally as wrong as to what I was saying.
Yes.
Okay, so you're one-sided right now.
I'm not one-sided. I'm just bringing up what somebody else on the show said.
Hey, speaking of one-sided, Alex, show everybody how they can vote on the Brown Facts Final Four before we hit this break. The best thing to do, I'm going to suggest, is go to our website, kaplanandcrew.com. Scroll down. You'll see the cited poll of the day. Just jump in there right there. That's where you vote. And you can vote on it. And Alex is bringing up cited.co, which when you get to that website.
It's also in everybody's inbox already via email.
Okay, great. All right, everybody's gotten an email. So vote for the Brown Facts champion as we're down to the Final Four. Since we were talking football, I want to get into this Lamar Jackson drama next. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios here on Kaplan and Crew.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Locally owned and operated, not some bland, uninspired, corporate, cookie-cutter radio station crap. We simply say to those stations, Q. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Murray Lampert now brings architectural and interior design to a whole new level for your remodel, ADU, or whole house build.
We're truly a team at Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel, and we don't take that lightly.
Visit murraylampert.com.
This is a huge wall. I'm sure it presented some challenges.
You're right, Sarah. And what it was in the model we noticed there was too much wood. This was supposed to be clad. And with the beautiful stairs and railings, we realized that we need to come up with a different finish. So we used these reglets that are metal with the drywall, and it gave it this grid look that also matches up with the beams.
Wow, that came out beautiful. If you want to see how they conquered more design challenges, check out Our Family, Your Home.
I was injured in a car crash. I had no idea how much my case was worth. I called the Barnes firm.
When a truck hit my son, I had so many questions about his case. I called the Barnes firm. It was the best call I could have made.
Your case is often worth more than insurance offers. Call the Barnes firm to find out what your case could be worth. We will help you get the best result possible.
The Barnes firm. Injury attorneys. Call 1-800-8-million.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to your home, our experience plus our strong relationship with the city makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
At Murray Lampert, we listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com.
If you're going to count yourself as a fan of this radio station, you'll need to continuously ask yourself one basic question. Am I listening enough? Pro tip, wives are not a good source for input on this. This is the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to your home, our experience plus our strong relationship with the city makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
At Murray Lampert, we listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com.
For many consumers, sleeping at night should be an easy experience. For many, it's not. There are a number of reasons for that, most notably those that suffer from acid reflux or heartburn. There are also many individuals dealing with various pains or ailments. MedCline is a sleep solution company with our goal to allow people to have a healthy and peaceful night's sleep. And we do that with our therapeutic side sleeping systems. Our patented, clinically studied MedCline relief systems are designed to place an adult in an elevated side sleeping position, which can help them reduce the symptoms or issues they're dealing with. MedCline systems are registered with the FDA, and as a medical product, MedCline systems are qualified for use with FSA and HSA funds. For anyone looking for more information, you can visit medcline.com/sleepbetter.
Welcome to the Super Dentist, where kids are the center of our universe. Serving San Diego for over 25 years, the Super Dentists offer the newest dental technologies to provide safe and comfortable treatments for the entire family. We've reimagined the entire dental experience by creating a fun and engaging atmosphere featuring our heroic dentists and award-winning super crew. Book your appointment now. Extended hours and Saturday appointments available. Call or text 855-GO-SUPER or visit thesuperdentist.com.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.